rather interestingly, Donovan actually appears to be online with his phone.
Oh, cool. So yeah,
Not sure if that means he's coming or not, though. But
yeah,
that's a recent
yeah.
change.
If he logs in, he logs in. So you guys, uh, intro. Welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and we are rejoining the party of Heroes Wanted. They last left off as a bunch of the underground resistance had cornered them in a back room where they were interrogating a woman who revealed herself to be named Jessica under a truth spell. And so now they are having to make a decision as Harbeck has put a knife to her throat and there is a little bit of a standoff going. Lillian has just turned around and, noticed what was going on as she's so distracted. And Soggy has not yet, made a decision as to what he's going to be doing. So everybody's just kind of standing for a second in a standoff situation, and then the front guy says, "We need to talk." And then so now, just because we don't really know exactly what's going to happen, we're going to all roll for initiative and take it from there. Oh, and Donovan is still captured by the pirates on the ship and tied to the mast, and we will deal with that as needed.
And damn, did everyone get enough sleep today? There we go. There's some normal rolls.
Soggy's going to take this cautiously because he's uncertain if these are good guys or bad guys.
So, the guy says we need to talk. This guy is going to rush forward. And he's basically going to occupy the same space as Soggy. He's going to get right up in his face. And he's going to have his dagger brandished menacingly. And he's just going to kind of use and intimidate to try and intimidate you.
Soggy just seems to cower back as he sees the menacing, shady figure and just yells, Soggy is not. Soggy is not ready for this! Soggy is not ready for this!
And so this particular rogue, we'll call him for lack of a better word, is actually kind of, you know, Barney Fife-ish, to where he's real small and skinny and scrawny compared to everybody else, and he's a little like over boisterous and overconfident, so he just comes across real comical as he's like, stop right there and don't you move, and he doesn't come across as intimidating as he thinks he does.
Soggy sort of just, in realizing this, Soggy just sort of puts up his hands and says, all right, Soggy does not want to anger the men in shady clothes. Please calm down. Soggy is he's still a bit frightened, but not as frightened as you expect.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Real good kobold lining up with how they would be about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess if the guy said we need to talk, then Liliana would just be like, okay, so I'm listening.
The guy, the Barney Fife guy, spins around and says, "Hey, you don't make no moves neither."
I wasn't, though.
Yeah, see that you don't.
I'm literally not even moved. This guy's like, man, I'm talking on a turn or something.
He's using his extra action he got from the natural 20 he rolled.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just be like cautious and take the dodge action, I guess, but I'm not actually doing anything, just being aware, you know?
Yeah, you're just ready to spring with your fast twitch muscles.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that your turn then?
Yeah, that will be the end of my turn. I think anything besides that would be considered like threatening behavior and potentially make the situation worse.
Yeah, well, this guy seems to be a nervous, type of guy to begin with, so yeah.
Soggy is just standing there with his hands in front of his face and just saying, Soggy is sorry for breaking finger. Soggy is just worried for friend. So please, gentlemen, we will listen. Just do not stab us with shiny stabbers. He's just trying to de-escalate as he's trying to listen to what these spies have to say.
Okay. So this spy is going to ready an action to stab any of you who try to make a run for it. This spy is the one who said that you guys need to talk, and he says, "All right, now you there, dwarf, drop the knife and let's talk." This spy is going to ready an action to stab anybody who makes a run for it. This spy is going to ready an action to grapple anyone who gets past the first two. That lying witch Jessica is going to say, "Okay, let's everybody just calm down." And then she is going to not try to break the grapple, so I mean, like, technically she can take the dodge action, but it's not going to make her not helpless with you having her grabbed with the knife to her neck, so
Actually, technically, I don't think you can get the benefits of the dodge action if your movement is 0, which would be the result of being grappled.
Yep, movement 0. I forgot about that part. Yeah. She is not prone, though. Get her to stand up. But yeah, no. I mean, she could take an attack, but that would be stupid. She could try to escape. That would be stupid. Yeah, no, she's gonna pass.
I am going to hold my action to coup de grace her if anybody attacks me or my folk, and then say, start talking.
Stop moving your hands around like that. And he takes a half-hearted swing at you.
Just an intimidating swing.
At me?
I think he meant he was just like swinging at the air, like way out of.
No, he was swinging at
Oh no,
Soggy.
he's swinging for real. Okay.
Yeah. No, he's swinging at Soggy because he said he was moving his hands in front of his face, and so this guy is like, "Stop moving your hands around like that," and he just kind of takes like a half-hearted swing, but it's one of those ones where like he kind of covers his own face with his other hand and like swings out like, "Ah!" and it just doesn't come anywhere near you.
Yeah.
That's why it was with disadvantage, because he was just like, he has no idea what he's doing with a knife.
Yeah. He's just the amateur.
Yeah. He's like a cousin of a guy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll just repeat what I was doing with the dodge action and kind of waiting to see how this unfolds here.
This guy's pulling a Roberto from Futurama, where he's just like, I'm just gonna be over here practicing my stabbing. Yeah! All right, Soggy. So, like I said, he technically swung the knife at you, but it was like it really didn't have a chance of hitting you to begin with. It was so wide.
Soggy just lowers his hands and says to the guy, "You is not good at knife, are you?"
Show him
That's what
how
he
to do
says.
it.
He doesn't stab him. He's just watching him just flail about.
It would kind of go with your character, though, Australian. You call that stabbing? This is stabbing.
You know, it's not British Australian. It's native Australian.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I don't know how they talk, and I'm afraid that I might get demonetized if I try it. So we're gonna skip that one.
They're natives. They're natives.
Yeah,
They're like natives.
that's right. That's right. Not Paul Hogan. Gotcha.
They are they're like similar to Native Americans or other
Pacific Islanders. Yeah, I know. I understand Aboriginal culture to some extent. I know a little bit about it, but like I'm definitely not going to try and do an accent.
Yeah.
Australians are still okay to make fun of, though, right?
British Australians.
Yeah. All right, so these spies repeat their actions. Oh, I skipped that guy too quick. I thought it was these two first. Darn it. You know what? You're going to hold your action until after him. That's what you're going to do. There you go. All right. So now it's that guy's turn. All right. So this guy says, look, friend, you don't want any of this. Drop the knife and we'll have a nice little chat. Again, repeating actions. Evelyn's like, talking is pretty much free at the end of each person's turn. So at the end of his turn, you could have said something real quick.
Yeah, I'm just basically saying, give me a reason to release her. All you do is threat.
Yeah, that would be the reason. He doesn't say that, but like what that is the reason. What are you talking about? Evelyn says, "Okay, boys, I think we're about done having a measuring contest here." Or I mean Jessica. You guys do know her actual name now. She's known as Evelyn though. Codename Evelyn.
I will tighten up my grip a little bit in the knife while saying, "Where's our shiny friend?"
Make a I guess I'm gonna go with dexterity save because to hold a knife to someone's throat, you got to be careful. This is, things are getting jostled. Soggy's over there getting knives swung at him. So make a dexterity save to
Soggy
see
just-
if you accidentally draw a little blood.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, I would almost intend that.
oh, then you didn't even need to make a save. But
It
yeah,
might be more of an intimidation kind of thing.
yeah. So as you tighten your grip and the blade presses a little tighter, it draws a little bit of blood, and that is going to give advantage to anyone who would like to make an intimidation check, which you still have your standard action with which to do.
Soggy is looking towards.
I'm going to save my action as holding my action to coup de grace if they attack.
Soggy just looks to the to Harbeck and when like pleading eyes, saying, "Please let go of the lady. Please get go of the lady." Soggy does not want to get stuck.
And then is that your turn?
And I guess that's going to be all I do then.
Suddenly, bells ring out all across the docks, clanging. Everybody is shouting, "Attack! Attack!"
Do we have any idea what that means?
I think it means attack.
Oh, fish person.
Yeah, none of you are outside to see this just yet, but the town is under attack by invading Sahagins.
If I'm right, Sahagins are the ones that don't bring gods to life by their deaths.
I don't believe they do. I don't know that bit of lore on them if they do.
There's a purple one. There's these purple fishmen that do.
The Mokoths?
Yeah, those guys.
Huh. I don't think I know that bit of lore.
What I'm gonna, dude, people have been killing. These initiative rolls are so bad. I almost feel sorry for them.
Oh, don't feel bad for them.
No, it's the Kuatoa.
Oh, the Kuatoa?
It would make sense for a Kuatoa to attack because every day they try to stir up trouble so they can get adventurers to kill them, and then they conjure up the god for themselves.
Mm.
So how are these guys reacting to this nice change of pace here with the background noise?
Well, okay, so this guy, hearing the bells, freaks out and spins around and almost stabs Lilianne on accident. It's going to be an attack, but it wasn't like meant as an attack, and it's going to be at disadvantage because he wasn't trying to attack you. But he's so clumsy that it's basically an attack. Just one at disadvantage. Oh! So he he trips and falls and stabs his knife into your side, cutting you slightly.
Oh, oh. Lillian, do not get angry at at silly man. He is clumsy and silly man.
It was obviously accidental.
It was obviously accidental. I mean, this guy is complete Three Stooges, Barney Fife. Like, you know, if Barney Fife ever shot someone, it would definitely not be the person he meant to shoot. Which is exactly what just happened here. Like I said, he swung at Soggy. He meant to hit Soggy, but couldn't. He wasn't swinging at Lily, but you know the dice are liking my storyline with him, I guess. So they're like, "Yep, he trips and falls and cuts her a little." In fact, he's gonna end up prone. He like stumbles right down to the ground, cutting you a little. So he's like on his knees in front of you, having nicked you with his knife.
I guess at that point she would actually drop her cheerful demeanor, and she's gonna get much more serious, but she isn't gonna do anything. I will be taking the dodge action though.
Oh yeah, that's right. I had disadvantage either way. Okay, so the Sahagin are very fast underwater, but on land, it says that they have 30 feet, but I think my Sahagins, due to their aquatic lifestyle and webbed feet, like you guys ever try to walk in those flippers? You know, it kind of makes it a little hard to get your step, and of course they don't have clown feet type flippers, but still, you know, webbed feet don't exactly make for fast land movement, so I'm going to rule that they only have 20 feet or 25 feet of movement like a small creature.
Hey, I take offense to that.
So this Sahagin uses the dash action to get up to this rogue, but is unable to do anything else. This rogue says, "What's going on out there?" and turns around to look at his lookouts. Uh, we were um, you know, waiting for you to tell us what was going on, so we were watching your back in case they tried to escape. We just didn't see them. And then he attacks this guy. Oh, snap. This guy hits the Sahagin twice, stabbing into him and spilling a disgusting smelling kind of bluish blood. Now remember, you just saw this guy stab Lily, but like it was obviously accidental, but is Soggy smart enough to realize it was accidental?
Yeah, Soggy is smart enough because he just sees the guy just flop on the ground and just assume. And if he stood up straight while stabbing him, then he would have thought it was. But Soggy knows because he's on the ground, it was accidental, and tries to just looks over and sees a Sahagin, and he's going to check if he knows anything about these fish people.
Uh, actually, I'm pretty sure that's a wall there. Yeah. No, you can't see the Sahagin.
Like Soggy is sort of confused and says, "Mr. Skro, Mr. Shadowman, what is going on?" Soggy says that to like one of the spies, the one that isn't on the ground.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Soggy smells seawater. As
Oh,
in,
yes, you do. But
like,
you've smelled that pretty, like, strong the whole time you're here because you're right on the docks.
yeah,
But,
it's extra pungent.
yeah, this is like, okay, so there's a fishy smell to the docks to begin with, but if you've ever lived along the shores of any, like, big lake where, like, alewives and stuff like that wash up, like, the smell of the dead fish rotting along the coast becomes very thick to where you can smell it into town at times. And so, like, that's the kind of smell that these guys bring with them, is like that overpowering fish smell.
Soggy smells a lot of stinky, rotty fishies. Soggy's going to say that.
Yeah, he does. Alright, so this rogue moves into a flanking position so that they can get their sneak attack on. Just rogues doing rogue things. And manages to finish this Sahagin off by stabbing him in the back. This spy's like, guys, we better get out of here. And he takes the dodge action.
Are the Sahagin saying anything while they're attacking?
Yeah, Sahagin stuff. They're yelling at each other in Sahagin. Oh, that ain't good enough to get that spy. Oh my god, it is. Ridiculous.
I mean, they aren't really cloaked enough for the take on blows.
I guess. They need to get better than that crappy cloth armor they're wearing, I guess.
Well, to be fair, AC isn't just like running around in a tin can either.
Well, yeah, true that, but you know, still, I mean, go grind some dire rats in some basements, you lazy NPCs. At least earn yourself some leather armor. The Sahagin are actually surprisingly intelligent and use clever tactics to flank the rogue.
I mean, kobolds are able to do that too.
Okay, okay. It's not a contest.
I'm just saying.
I,
They're basically kobolds at sea.
I just like how you instantly were like, "Hey, kobolds can flank too. Don't don't be bragging on your ability to flank, you stupid fish."
I'm sorry.
Well,
I
us
just know.
kobolds eat fish every day for breakfast. It's delicious. No, don't be sorry. It was funny. All right, so this guy would not be able to get a flanking bonus. So he's actually going to go right there and try and get this guy. He doesn't know he took the dodge action. They're smart, but they ain't psychic. All right, so Evelyn still has a knife to her throat, so she's going to be like, the time for games is over, boys.
Harbeck, Soggy thinks something bad is happening outside. The pretty lady needs to be let go.
Growl. Throw her to on top of the guy that's laying down prone over here, and push past this guy if I can.
Okay, so I'm going to need 2 athletics checks.
Okay.
I'll let you do both with your action, but I still need 2 separate checks.
Two 19s.
All right, so she was surprisingly harder to push down and trip over the guy than you thought, but you managed to do that. And then
Now for the spy.
ooh, a tie. Your total bonus is probably higher though. Yep, easily. So you win.
I'll just growl at him and say, "Out of my way."
Yeah, you push him out of the way. In a tie, it goes by whoever has the higher modifier.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just re-rolling and re-rolling, and that's not as much fun.
Would those two things take my action?
Your action was to push them both, and then you moved. Correct.
Okay, so I'll go there. And bonus action. Let me check something real quick. Shield of faith on myself.
+2 AC.
That spell is so good.
Yeah, it's basically laughs in cleric.
Like, it's actually worth dipping just to get that spell for other classes.
People don't understand. +2 is 10%. I mean, that's good. All right, so she is going to spend half her movement to stand up. She is no longer grappled. And
Sorry for that, pretty lady. Soggy says with a nervous tone.
she looks at you and says, "I'll deal with you later." And then she is going to move through her ally space because she doesn't have to push him. And heads up the stairs. This Sahagin is not in this fight because he's on the wrong dock.
I was wondering
He's
about
like, he looks around and just says in his language, "Wrong dock."
Yeah,
He
no,
can
there's
jump.
there's other Sahagins over there doing other stuff. Like I'm just putting the ones in your area, so he's just gonna start further back on this dock is all. Kind of missed that one. Oops.
I thought he was going to do the whole hero thing of stepping on the pylon and jumping.
Yeah. No, just started him further back on the other dock to make it fair. Oh, damn these rogues and their crap armor class. They were supposed to be a little bit of an allied help. All right, so second wave.
Round 3.
Five. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. You're right, there are a lot of low rolls.
Yeah, sometimes life be like that.
I still go first. All right, so he spends half his movement to stand up.
And Sagi looks to him and says, Mr. Rogue, Fishman, I think something bad is happening to friends.
And so he goes here because he can't get too much further.
You should probably give a name to that clumsy rogue. Like Adam Chips or something like.
I like Barney.
Okay, so I'm going to leave here. I'm gonna try to get to the square.
To which square? Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I was measuring, but is he going to attempt to
He doesn't attempt to
stop my
stop
movement?
you. No.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try to take a swing at this thing.
Well, you hit it. Swinging your black sword at the Sahagin, you manage to make contact with it. It screams a odd sound that you can't quite place, almost as if it's a really like fat man talking to where like all of his bees become very like his language is strange and the voice is this watery amphibious voice that you've never really heard before. Also, it didn't do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah. Trying to think here. Out of curiosity, how many like what's the general consensus for like what the townspeople are doing? Are they like screaming and running away? Are they watching from a distance or what?
Okay, so there's like um dock workers and they were like unloading and loading ships and everything, and most of them are like running. Then you've got a couple of the like ship captains, and some of them are ordering their men to take up arms and defend the ships, because what the Sahagin like to do is raid port towns and burn all the ships and docks and kidnap a bunch of people and drag them underwater and eat them. But none of you guys really know too much about that except for maybe Soggy. But right here, the Sahagin like have never really attacked this place like recently. They've become too big and too powerful. Some of these other captains know about them from sailing to other ports and shit like that. Like they don't just live here at this port. But like this town has never really dealt with an invasion. Otherwise they'd have like Dock Force, Dock Force 5 that like lived down here and like kicked a bunch of Sahagin ass every time they jumped up. But they've been so safe because um, the Sahagins are like really intelligent, so they wouldn't attack a place that is this well populated and there's a lot of ships in the docks all the time. This is like the big port west of Al Qadim. There's a lot bigger ports east of Al Qadim, but right here, this is like the last big port. So the Sahagins haven't really attacked, so they're kind of unprepared, but the captains are fighting them off of their ships.
So it's pretty safe to say I could suddenly cast Healing Word on Harbeck.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Why, thank you.
Look at that, got it done just in time. It was at the buzzer. And stabby stab. Oh no. And he stabs you through the wall.
Soggy, seeing like everyone is leaving, he sort of walks over to here because this is as far as he can walk, right?
I didn't measure it, but yeah, should be about right.
And he sort of looks around. Does he see the Sahagin yet?
Oh no, you can walk further than that. That's only like 12.5 feet. You got like almost twice as much movement on your first movement.
So like here?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Soggy sort of see. So, does Soggy know there's a Hagen?
Now you roll knowledge nature. So you do know that there are aquatic races, but you get confused and think that these are merfolk. So what you know about merfolk is that they are mostly annoying, sometimes try to lure anyone by the water to their death, but are generally friendly towards most humanoid races.
Maybe these are bad ones.
Yeah,
Say evil merfolk! Do not hurt friends! Soggy says as he throws his boomerang at one.
in what language?
In what languages does he know?
As far as I know, common and kobold, which is like a form of
Oh,
draconic.
I think one is elemental. Primordial?
You know primordial?
Yeah, that's one of the features
Ooh.
of Fisher.
Ooh. Are you gonna speak primordial to them?
Yeah, he's gonna speak primordial to them.
Everybody
Say
hears
merfolk!
everybody hears Soggy make strange noises that seem to resonate over the top of each other, almost like when Gandalf is reading in the black tongue of Mordor, and it is it is both primitive and flowing in a way that is not really describable. Oh yeah, pack tactics.
So does that hit?
Yes, a 20 hits them. You throw your boomerang and it bounces well, no. You throw your boomerang and at first the Sahagin ducks out of the way and kind of gives you an amphibious laugh. And then it comes flying back around and smacks him in the back of his head, bouncing into your hands.
Do not underestimate power of boomerang! Soggy says again in the primordial.
He got advantage on that and still managed to miss with both attacks. That's awesome. So, yeah, he is a terrible, terrible spy as well, and swings away, missing as the Sahagin parries away with his trident. It's a
To be
spear.
fair, he was trying to walk over a corpse of a Sahagin, so that might make it difficult.
Ooh, good point. The slime from the blood and skin of the other Sahagin probably made it slippery under his feet.
Does this mean that he's really been holding back all along and he's a level 20 rogue?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a level 20, but he's certainly stronger than 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 you think.
This spy rogue manages to step in and stab at the Sahagin, dealing a superficial wound. This Sahagin is dead. Uh, he's kind of surrounded, so he is going to take the disengage action. Just kind of regroup back here, being like, yeah, no kidding. Maybe we don't stay by the water where all the evil fishmen are coming from. Just let me finish killing this asshole first. It's like, that's how you do that. Stabs him twice, nearly ending his life. The Sahagin is crippled and looking for an escape. I shouldn't say words like crippled. You know, I'm trying to describe that he's badly hurt, but then when I say crippled, it's like, ooh, is he slowed? It's like, no, he's not slowed. Don't want to give you guys false hope, you know.
I mean, if the dude can only move like 20 feet, he already is pretty damn slow.
Well, he ain't fast. Yeah, that blood and slime is just making everybody lose their balance and they can't get a good swing in. That dying Sahagin is like, dude, stop stepping on me.
Gotta retcon the battlefield, have it so if you're standing near there, you get disadvantage on attack rolls. He doesn't get an attack because he had to dash. But now he's in his ally's way. Good job. Really contributing to the battle there. Why the hell did they all just shoot out blood on? Did anyone else see that?
Yeah, it gets caught sometimes.
Yeah, because like that was like the attack script, but like it fucking hit all.
Yeah, every so often it like has a delay like that. Sometimes it like does a whole bunch of them right when I log in. Like all the backlog from the last game. Again, dashers don't get to make attacks. We are going
to what?
Yeah, you cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. We are going to stab at the weakest looking target, which is the little girl. How much for the women? The little girl. How much for the women? 14 doesn't hit you if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that misses by quite a bit.
And this guy is like, oh yeah, good idea. Let's kill this little girl. And that one does hit then.
Yeah, but only because I let it. I could shield if I want.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna yell out, "Get behind me!"
You get in front of me.
And then step on top of him if he's dead.
Oh yeah, no, you finished him off. Would you like me to describe it, or would you like to give it a whack?
Go for it.
All right, so as you take your battle axe and swing it over your head to avoid hitting your ally and the enemy of your enemy, and you bring it down, hitting the Sahagin squarely in its forehead, and for a moment the head of your axe on the other end looks like part of his frill as you carve his face in twain.
See, I would have never used in twain. That's why it's better for you.
Yeah, I just was always good with English.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon behind this guy.
Oh man, I should totally get you a spiritual weapon. What are you going to have it be? A axe?
It'd be a battle axe, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And behind him, like here?
I'm sorry, ping again. I didn't.
There's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some glowing swords right there, but I want to get you one that like, looks like a battle axe.
I guess technically it would be this square or whatever.
Yep. You can it's floating in the air, so you can have it be wherever.
Okay.
And then, so did you cast it? If you click on your token, you'll.
Not yet.
Oh, did I not add spiritual weapon? Oh yeah, no, you just gotta click that one on the sheet yet. Damn, I didn't add spiritual weapon. How is that possible? I went through your whole spell list, I thought. All right, so you miss with that one.
Is that formula right?
Yeah, it just looks really messed
Yeah,
up.
okay.
Just poorly crafted.
Yeah, this is a community sheet, so like I don't have access to like do anything with it. It is still the best 5th edition sheet that I've seen, though.
You don't like that default roll 21?
Oh god, no.
Come on, it's not that bad.
It is pretty bad. Alright, so this Sahagin moved through your spiritual weapon space, and the way that I rule it, when you have something like a spiritual weapon or anything else that can make an attack on each of your turns like that, is that you can take your attack of opportunity yourself or with your spiritual weapon, but not both, because you only get one reaction usually.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if you wanted to take an attack of opportunity with your spiritual weapon, you can. You just click it again. Oh, you already did.
Woohoo!
Yeah, yeah. Nice damage. Min damage much? What's with that 0D0? I'm going to have to go take a look at that.
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about either.
I mean, it makes it look a lot more dramatic.
Yeah. I am going to have to take a look at that, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not right because it's damage equals 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability.
Which is your
I
wisdom.
rolled a 1.
Which is 2, right? Is your wisdom plus 2?
Well, I mean, I doubt it's 0. So
No,
it's
I know,
automatically more than that.
I know it's 0, so I can tell that that's off, but
3.
3, okay. I just wanted to get the right damage in first. No point in delaying that part of it.
And that means that the one that I hit previously that I didn't hit with, never mind.
Yeah, no, you still didn't hit. Even if it would have had the +3, it still wouldn't have hit. But I'm actually going to take a look at that right now real quick, just because it should be a real simple fix since it's not a macro that I did. So there's just something wrong with the spell somehow. Did you just add it or something?
No,
That does not hit my armor class. That is a 12 versus a 13 armor class.
Nice.
So he's like, "Heep!" as he just dodges out of the way closely before it tries to nick him.
Yeah. Damn, I could have sworn I went through all of these. That is crazy. So yeah, anyway, when you see here how it has the stat bonus, you have your sheet open, right?
I do now.
Okay, so you can see the page that I'm on where if you scroll down to spiritual weapon, you'll see where it says stat bonus. You just got to click on wisdom mod and then you can click off the damage. And then also for the attack roll, attack stat, wisdom. And then you can click off of the attack there. So yeah, now when you use it, it will be correct.
Aha.
Here comes Barney.
Yep. So Barney is going to come charging out. Knife in hand, ready to go, but he can't get to anyone. So he actually like kind of trips over Silas and is now causing disadvantage to Silas if he were to try and attack, but he's a familiar, so he doesn't.
I imagine he has a slight fear of snakes.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack this guy. That's right here.
And indeed, once again, your black sword finds purchase in the smelly, slimy skin of the Sahagin. I should say, scale-like skin.
There should be an edit like when you heal yourself, it should be like himself or herself.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, you know, let me do that, like, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I could do that, but I try to stay gender neutral and just use the names. So this guy's just kind of pacing back and forth, ready to get in the fight, but he can't get past everybody. Same with this guy. He's running around trying to find someone to stab.
So let's see if Sagi can deceive the spies into and the populace into thinking no magic is being casted with a deception. I imagine this will be at advantage because everyone is distracted with the fish folk. DM?
What are you trying to cast?
Thunder Wave.
Okay, so this is what you have to understand. There are some spells that I might let you get away with trying to like hide them like that, but most spells require somatic and verbal components that kind of give away the fact that you're casting a spell. And the only reason that like Lilianne is getting away with the healing word is because she's kind of just singing a little song as she battles, and like that's channeling the arcane energy, whereas
Okay, so
your
I should
your spells, hold on, your spells are either very flashy, like your Eldritch Bolt, your Witch Bolt, and all of that. Like it's going to make a big show, just the spell itself going off, even if I ignored the verbal and somatic components. Or in the case of Thunderwave, there's going to be a huge crack of thunder and then air pushing people away after you like went boom, and then cracked.
Presumably in broad daylight.
Right.
It's clearly
Well,
not
no,
overcast.
it's like
okay.
almost dusk, like the sun is almost down.
So I should maybe a grasp of the deep, maybe.
Okay, but that's a tentacle that gets summoned, which you could try to pass off as like clerical magic. Like Harbeck, everybody, not everybody, but everybody who's been around like, bigger cities and all that has seen a cleric and has seen some of the stuff that clerics can do, and like people aren't prosecuted for being clerics. But if you use any of the dark arcane magics, which is all of the like frost bolts and lightning bolts and magic missiles and all of the wizard and sorcerer and warlock stuff.
So what spell could I sort of like think that I could like hide me casting, like
The
Mind Sliver?
mind sliver is like the only thing that comes close, and even that, like if you do it a couple times in a row, for sure people are going to start to notice. But like the first time you do it, it's kind of just like that episode of South Park where the psychics are battling and you're just like no 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 no.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Mind Sliver and a deception roll, right?
Uh no, you don't actually need to roll deception on the first one because I like to give people options still. And that's an intelligence. Aw. Too bad he doesn't have advantage. Which one was it? The one right in front of you?
Yes, the one that is already damaged.
Oh, the one damaged. Yeah, got you. The one to the side.
So I can't disengage, right?
No, because you cast a spell. This guy, however, can disengage, and seeing as how he's kind of surrounded by three. Whoa! By three Sahagins, he's going to decide to disengage. And he's just going to move to the back of the stack, and I believe that was the leader, so he is going to order a general withdrawal. General withdrawal? Everybody not taking the disengage action is taking the dodge action after their movement.
Well, looks like we should probably run then.
I did tell everybody to get behind me.
This Sahagin can understand common and thinks that's a good idea. Of course, you still got to have the skills to back up all that trash talk. Sure, the guy without advantage manages to hit you. Oh, no, he doesn't, because you have your Armor of Faith on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 22.
That does not hit.
A 9 doesn't hit you?
No. If a 12 didn't hit me, then a 9 certainly didn't.
Oh, man. I was counting on being able to hit you with 9s. Now the whole battle's screwed. Come on, I'm even giving you guys advantage to try and get that guy. Stupid fish. You're making me look bad. He did.
Okay, I will attack.
The one underneath you's been hit. Or by you, I mean.
Yeah, the one underneath him he knows was hit. It was with his axe.
No, that was the one I stabbed, I mean.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure that's a hit. Just double checking. Yep. So your battle axe is actually a mighty weapon, and you swing it hard into the Sahagin, cutting a deep wound into its hide. But it doesn't seem to react like normal creatures. Like this fishman doesn't feel pain in the exact same way that others do. Like not other fishmen, other humanoids.
Yeah. Can I move my spiritual weapon over one to have advantage to flank?
Isn't it you use your bonus action to either attack or to move it?
I was just about to say that. I'm pretty sure that you can either move or attack.
Okay, but question I guess would be, would I be able to flank with?
Oh, nope. You can move up to 20 feet and repeat the attack.
Okay. Can I get advantage with it? Is the question, I guess.
Yeah, you would have advantage. And so as your hammer moves, or not your hammer, your spiritual axe moves into place, the Sahagin spins around to try and deflect it, but as he raises his trident, he finds that it goes straight through it and cleaves him. So now he did.
Let out a dwarven roar.
What does a dwarven roar sound like?
Grrr.
Nice. Nice.
My immersion level has been maintained.
I like to think that, you know, Harbeck is kind of like a Mike Tyson type of dwarf. It's where he is really tough, but like nobody mentions to him that his dwarven roar is not quite intimidating.
Good old Mike Tyson.
And Lilianne hasn't really known too many dwarven warriors, a couple merchants, but not really any warriors. So now she thinks like all dwarven warriors like sound like that.
That hits.
Yeah, that one almost would have hit Harbeck. All right, so this guy has to take disengage, so he can't use dodge. Oh, that's Barney? Oh, no, no. Barney gets all worked up and tries to swing at this Sahagin. His first one actually manages to hit, but with his second one, he goes to stab at him, and he kind of fumbles forward and drops the knife in that comical like trying to catch it, and it keeps bouncing up a couple times before it finally lands on the ground kind of way.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a swing at the one he just hit. I have not rolled anything above a 2 for damage.
Yeah, but you're like swinging away with your sword of shadows, and once again you just cannot miss as you stab forward, piercing the scales of the Sahagin.
see here. Think that'll be the end of my turn. Actually, I'll give a bardic to Harbeck.
Thank you. That's a D6.
Yeah, if you decide to when you attack or whatever.
It'll be a 2. See, I have it right down there.
Oh,
Oh,
you
where's
have
the
it so
thing?
It rolls it.
Yeah, I have it so it
That's
rolls it for
actually
you.
really weird. I don't think it's supposed to like let
No,
people know what they're.
it's supposed to like activate afterwards, but like in order to speed things up, you can just take the 2 here. But yeah, you're right. It is supposed to be after they roll, because otherwise, like,
Yeah, like you can do some really crazy shit with that. Like, oh, I got a 6. I'm totally gonna squirrel that, and then.
or if you know that it's only a 2, you wouldn't waste it on anything other than something that it's going to actually affect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting idea. I think it would be an interesting buff to the ability because Bardic is actually a little bit the weak side as a 1d6. If you don't have other uses for it, like other features. Like some of the other features can do some really strong stuff with their Bardic, but
Like almost like you can take either or, like an advantage on it. Like you can either take the one you roll or you can choose to roll for yourself, but then you have to take that one.
no, I just mean just in general, knowing what you will get is an interesting like quality of life change. I should do some shit like that in UA or something.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, yeah, knowing ahead of time. Yeah. That is probably enough of a buff. Buff enough. Harbeck, you are impossible to hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. Jinx me.
That's what I was hoping for.
Hey, this guy's gonna run over and roll like a crit now or something.
That's the problem with high armor classes. You get hit, but every time it's a crit.
That's why you gotta pick up lucky feet, so they have to do a double crit.
There you go.
Next level.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh, see, he did. It worked.
Yeah. It's called the curse of the DM.
This guy's cheating.
No, it's like that thing in sports, like we were talking about, to where, like as soon as somebody says Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown an interception in 248 passes, it's like, and intercepted. Did you take your damage? I like it when you take your damage. I just like watching your bar go down, First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to kill your cleric. You don't have a chance after that.
Soggy is going to disengage in fear and just sort of just. And imagine the spies are blocking the way, aren't they?
Not like blocking, but like they're not worried about you either. Like you can move through them, but it's going to count as rough terrain.
So how far can I move?
Well, you took the disengage action, so 25 feet.
So how far have I moved?
Here.
Yeah.
To right here, is 10 feet. After that, every other square is going to cost you 10 feet per every 5 feet. So you just double it. So you only have 15 left. Hold on. So that right there would be 10. And you'd be kind of right in the middle of them.
Yeah. Soggy would be like, move us, make way for Soggy.
You're kind
As
of
he sort
getting
of
jostled
shuffles.
about like a small guy at a mosh pit.
Yeah. He says, make way for Soggy.
Oh, Barney's gonna get himself killed. So, like, yeah, I'm not going to describe every single Sahagin that swings his spear at uh, Harbeck and it bounces off of his shield, his armor, his glowing aura that seems to surround him in every battle. Just know that that's what's happening. Since he won't let me just hit him, then it'd give me something to describe at least. Oh, a near miss. Or a near hit. Close miss.
Yeah, just one off.
He did. There is a guy under him, though.
There's a guy in front of me, right? Okay, yeah, yeah.
Then I smash it with my axe. You're like, yeah, occupy that space like your dumbass friend.
So that would be 17 total.
Oh, yeah, that's why I need to do your spiritual weapon macro for sure, is because
Advantage.
I can set it to roll advantage or disadvantage. Yeah, and it'd be the 7 damage. I'll get that set up. Are you sure you didn't just add that recently? Because I just went through your macros.
No, that was original spell choice.
Huh. Somehow missed that one. My bad. Really? Really, guys? All right, so Barney finally sees his friends leaving and says, "Oh, wait for me, guys!" And he forgets to disengage and moves back, drawing 2 attacks of opportunity. That one thankfully misses. But that one hits. The Sahagin manages to nick him with the tip of his spear as he's leaving.
I think if they leave, we actually might be able to win this. Funny enough, like even with them leaving, I mean.
They were getting in our way. Finally, some room to swing my axe around.
Oh no, because I mean, like these 2 guys are about to drop us. I think we got this. Don't even think we need to run. I can hardly see. This guy at the bottom was the one that was hit twice. He's like fucking like 1/4 health below Harbeck.
I think so. I can't quite see the bar.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's the weak. Yes, that's what I wanted to.
Man, Lilianne is putting on a clinic, darting back and forth with her shadow sword. She stabs into the Sahagin, killing him with a piercing blow that rips out fish intestines that just smell somehow even worse than the Sahagin already do. Oh man, it smells like some vomit took a dump in here.
And then I'll do a healing word for Harbeck.
Oh, I thought you were going to heal the Sahagin so that you could show it its own intestines hanging off of your sword.
That's going to be my
Hey,
next
that would
character
be a waste
name,
of a.
vomit.
That would be the waste of a healing word and a miss and also a bit of a troubling thing.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
but I
fairly
mean,
certain that's that what
it might
she would do.
it might give advantage on an intimidate check against the other Sahagin. Like, you see this? I'm gonna keep you alive just so you can watch yourself die. He did. I want you to watch me kill you again.
Clank.
Yeah, ching. That's all I need is like a sound effect that'll automatically play every time I attack you, to where it just makes a sound like parry, bling, bling.
My DM and my Curse of Strahd game, I think, both loves and hates like fighting my character in combat.
It's these guys. They don't have like a whole lot of other options for, like, you know, making a saving throw based attack or something like that. They just suck.
Soggy throws a boomerang at one of them.
Yes, he does. Holy cow, is that really the range on that thing?
Yep.
Kind of makes my monk jealous because they get to attack with like 2060 for their range with darts.
I mean, it is a boomerang.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but 2060 sounds way more reasonable. Like, Yeah.
Yeah, that's like really
I,
lower
I
than it should be. That and the sling need to be either reduced down to dart range, or dart range needs to be buffed more than like 20 feet, because that's kind of horseshit. I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm gonna have to look up boomerang again and see like what the range is on that, cause like 6120, holy cow, that's
I know,
like
honestly, like I think that like I mean 60 is probably a bit like 40. It sounds realistic for all those like weird non-crossbow bow and arrow type weapons. I just think that they were smoking their socks when they did the 20 feet for dart, because there's no way you're going to throw an object and have it only go 20 feet if you're some sort of a trained badass.
well, as someone who has thrown like hand axes, knives, etc., I can tell you that like once you get out past 20 feet, like you start to realize just how long that is.
I mean, this is D&D though.
I'm not
Yeah,
disagreeing with that. I agree.
Like,
I agree that like if you want to play a perfect simulation, you're not playing fifth edition. You know.
that's the thing. It's the effective range. It's not necessarily means that it just drops at 20 yards or
Right.
20 feet.
Exactly. I'm talking about to be able to stick it into a piece of wood over and over consistently, hitting your mark each time. Beyond 20 feet, you start to realize it ain't short.
I mean, if I want to talk about realism, I would like to hear the scientific explanation behind my random rich girl with a parasol literally tanking 5 explosions like the Terminator and taking 0 damage because she's a monk with evasion in a like confined space that's like 20 by 20 room.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got to admit that like the aspect of it being a game is very important. Otherwise, you wouldn't be playing fifth edition. And just as like a little side note, little interesting thing for anybody who's watching, and you guys, after fourth edition, I was not going to play another edition of Dungeons and Dragons because like I was like, oh my god, fourth edition is bad. I don't trust them to make a good game again. I think they blew their wad making 3.5 and it was good, not perfect, but good. And they're just going to continue to like mess it up and not make a good game from here on out. But after a while, I reluctantly tried 5th edition, and I have to say, truthfully, I did not expect this game to be this fun. It really does a great job of being a fun game. And there's a lot to be said for the game aspect of it. Although as a grognard, an old school gamer, like I still love the tactical aspect of like the miniature wargaming, and so there is a part of me that like wants simulation. And that's why you'll find at times that I bend the rules here and there for what would logically happen.
Well, and
Well, I
that's the
think there
key
is
to
still
it.
room for a decent amount of tactical play,
Some,
especially on certain battlefields. It's not like as
yeah.
overboard as like 4E or something, or like as like chaotic as like the calculations and numbers can get for like other
Well, yeah,
things. But
fourth edition was just a bad everything. It wasn't a good game and it
Yeah.
wasn't a good simulation. It was just a uh test of like how long can you sit here and fight one battle?
And with 5e, it's really the rules have to be taken as guidelines. It's up to the DM. You were mentioning the evasion thing. In a 10 by 10 room, a character would have to really describe a unique way of how evasion would work.
Oh,
I mean,
for
come on
sure.
though. She's just that good though. Like, come on.
Well, but I do agree that like you can't take away character abilities all the time, and that's why like yes, certain battle maps do lend themselves towards more like tactical situations and all of that, but also a lot of them almost feel like forced. Like who would set up a battlefield like that? I don't mind like having rough terrain in there and all of that, but like there's just battlefields that are like, okay, this is just ridiculous. This is clearly just set up to like give tactical advantage here and tactical disadvantage here. I like more realistic battle maps where it's like if you guys were inside brawling and everything, maybe you could hop up on a table or something, get advantage or disadvantage for somebody attacking you, like a free dodge action every turn while still being able to attack.
That was going to be my next question. If you gave advantage to be on higher ground.
Well, yeah, so it depends on the attack you're making. No, you don't have advantage trying to stab someone with a knife if you're standing on top of a table, but if you're standing on top of the table, they would take disadvantage trying to hit you with anything that wasn't like long enough. Yeah. Except for like if you ever watch the how it should have ended or whatever, or maybe it's everything wrong with, where they're like it's over, Anakin, I have the high ground, but then they show like earlier Obi-Wan like was hanging off of the thing in episode 1 and Darth Maul standing above him and he just flips right over him. So it's like, yeah.
I mean, if I'm gonna nitpick, it's funny. Like people had a problem with the whole like prequels, the Jar Jar and all that shit. But like, I like how the Star Wars fans unanimously joined forces to like boycott the new shit.
Yeah, what was
like?
that?
It's amazing they managed to create a product that both people hate, both fan bases.
Yeah, well, I mean that was 4th edition though too. A product that unites everyone in just going, what? No.
Well, I mean, if you're literally going to make something and try to like humiliate and make the old characters look bad when those are the ones that like people are showing up to see, like the entire original fandom, then yeah, you're probably gonna offend some people with that.
Oh wait, are you talking about the new Star Wars movies?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like before that, you had the people who like the original trilogy, and then they made the prequels, with Jar Jar, and people are like, oh man, that's so dumb. This is like nowhere near as good as like the old ones. And like people are like, well, it's pretty good though. I mean, like the fights are a little bit better. Give it a chance. Who cares? Jar Jar's retarded. And then then they make the new trilogy, like the latest one, and like everybody fucking hated that thing. So it's like everybody like.
Am I out of the zeitgeist that bad? I thought everybody kind of liked the new ones.
Oh fuck no! Like people, like they're losing money on some of those latest Star Wars things.
Oh, I know, like the Star Wars origin story of like Solo and all that. Like, I know that didn't do well, but I thought all of the Force Awakens
just a lot of critics are like really pissed with just general stuff. I mean, like just the sheer fact you can have like what's her face, or like that random black guy swinging a lightsaber around like a baseball bat, and he actually can land a hit.
You're always going to
land a hit.
You're always going to have detractors though, but like the mark of any movie is like how much money does it make, and last time I checked, those movies were making money hand over fist.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of movies that make money, and they're not. They don't necessarily artistically have merit.
But the artistry is judged by critics who are inherently not artists themselves. And so at the end of the day, the mark of anything is, do people want it? If food is good, people are going to want it.
Well, I mean, the average person has 100 IQs, so it's like if you're basing off of like what you can dupe the average guy into thinking is good. It's like, I'm sorry, if in the prequels you tell me Anakin, who is literally the chosen one and supposed to be the biggest badass ever, is quote unquote too old to be a Jedi because he's fucking 6 years old. And that's like already too late for his Jedi training, and like they were already getting ready to like not trade him based on that. And then all of a sudden some random black guy can pick up a lightsaber and swing it around like a baseball bat and actually land a lucky hit on the latest Sith either that is the shittiest Sith to ever be a fucking, ever hold the red lightsaber, or like that is complete horseshit for power scaling.
All I'm saying,
Maybe he rolled a critical.
yeah, all I'm
That's
saying,
why bounded accuracy is dumb narratively. Like,
all I'm saying is that I think all beer and things like Mountain Dew taste like piss, and I don't ever want to drink them. Oh, damn, there goes my Mountain Dew sponsorship. But at the end of the day, there are a whole lot of people who disagree and like beer and like Mountain Dew and like other stuff like that. And which one of us has the better taste, which one of us is right, is a subject of opinion.
well, I mean, I would say like food taste is more subjective than like just keeping your facts straight with the characters. Like, if you write a story,
It's your turn.
yeah, because like you can have instances where like
I'm just
people will
waiting
write
for
a
one.
story and they'll be unable to keep track of the own information, that basically the own rules of their world, and when that happens, that's just simply bad writing. Like, it's like you're the person who made this stuff, you should know better. Like, if there's like people in fandoms who can like do a better job than you at remembering your own story, it's like that's literally what your job is. Like, you do this shit for a living.
Let's let Harbeck
I
take
think
his
a
turn.
lot of I think a lot of the movies that are that have canon to them like that are getting less and less canon appropriate as opposed to making money.
Agreed, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily make them bad. I mean, just look at Dragon Ball. Akira Toriyama hasn't ever remembered anything he's ever written in his life, but he still puts out good content.
Okay, I would like to move my spiritual
Yeah.
weapon.
Yeah,
over.
I just assumed that in that conversation, Harbeck was still hitting shit.
Can I move my spiritual weapon to there?
Yeah, he's been concentrating on moving his spiritual weapon.
Yeah, for some reason they wouldn't listen to me.
Stupid spiritual weapon, do what I say.
Stupid weapon.
Once again, your axe slams home. Ooh, and the spiritual weapon comes in for a near kill.
And I don't even have to end my turn now.
I like how all these guys dipped out afraid and we're just like soloing this.
Well, remember, they're still Sahagin on the rest of the docks.
I mean, they are, but they're not on the map, so they don't count.
Yeah. Alrighty. Ooh,
Speaking
only
of that,
4.
what seems to be the general turnout of the way this is going? Like, are the townspeople like pushing them back, or does it seem like we're being overrun here?
Well, you're kind of busy dealing with
Jesus.
your own area, so it's really kind of hard to see. There are Sahagin, everywhere, and there's some captains fighting them off of boats, and there's a few guards, none really in your area, but a few guards that have shown up to start trying to fight them back. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take an entire turn to like try to look and see, but otherwise there's like buildings and stuff in your way, so it's really hard to tell. Like you guys don't have like walkie talkies or nothing to where you can be like, what's going on in your position, Tango?
Soggy sort of yells as he runs away. Everyone, this is getting out of hand. Merfolk are getting out of hand. Let us go.
Fuck, that's my first miss.
Yes, it is. For the first time this battle, the Sahagin gets its trident up to block your shadowy sword.
I think we should probably dip out of here, Harbeck.
My only retreat would be maybe back to the doorway where I have a little bit more pinch, a choke spot.
And then she'll see here. Well, I actually can't heal you without using a bonus action for that. I was thinking about backing up slightly.
If you back up, go back here.
Hold on, I'm just checking the turn order here.
Make a line there so that there can only be two at a time.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
We'll fight them 300 style.
Okay, yeah, so I will, let's see
The
here.
problem with that is you need to time it with me, otherwise they'll run around you. We have to move like simultaneous.
Yeah, I don't want to get him trapped in there either. I think I might stay put for another round because we can probably drop these two guys in one round
Okay.
if we hold out for one more round.
You go right after me anyway. You start the round, I end it almost. So follow me on my movement.
Yeah, I guess we'll do that. I guess I'll give another healing word to Harbeck, I think.
I haven't hit you since you got your spiritual weapon out, right? Yeah, no. Because you'd have to make a concentration check. But...
Yeah.
Well, that and the Shield of Faith.
Well, the spiritual weapon isn't concentration, it's the shield. Thank you.
And then
Oh, you're
Nova.
right. It's just 1 minute.
And I'm almost full up right now. I'll yell out to Soggy to back up a little.
Soggy does that exactly.
Soggy moonwalks.
Sort of just like he doesn't moonwalk. He sort of just like backs up slowly, like worried for his friends, but trusting their choice.
Hey, if he was that worried, he could have done another boomerang attack.
Yeah, apparently that thing's got the range of a small ballistic missile.
Yeah, it's like
Oh my god. I can get to you, but I can't attack. By 5 feet. Increíble! This guy disengages and jumps in the water.
But he does passes by the weapons.
Yeah.
Well, if you disengage, then it's you don't provoke attacks of opportunity for the remainder of your turn.
Correctamundo.
All right.
Luckily, he's got a buddy who's gonna come over.
As I shall now demonstrate on the next round, as I proceed to leave and take 0 attacks of opportunity.
That guy just provoked an attack of opportunity from both of you.
I actually will not be taking that because I need my reaction for if shit goes south.
Harbeck?
Oh, I'll take it. And miss.
Yes, badly. You barely notice as he starts to leave and you turn around and swing and just miss. It happens. Tell you what I should do. Should stab Silas right in his damn head. Oh, come on. Every attack I've made against Soggy except that one with the real low damage is just missed. Oh, this one would have been crap
His AC
damage
is
too.
just too high.
It's not even as high as you guys.
I'm just that's the joke.
Oh, yeah.
It's like substantially lower, yet you can't hit him.
I know, it's crazy.
So what are the stats of the obsidian dagger? The damage dice.
It's still just a 1d4 like any other dagger. All right, so that's actually an actual critical hit. Fortunately for you, the damage is garbage. Garbage damage.
Was that me? Or-
Lillian. Look at that low tier garbage damage he dealt. Wow. He is out of the guild.
Cheater.
I want advantage. I want all the advantage. Oh. So your shield will go away on round 12 because you summoned it on round 2 because you did your bonus action Shield of Faith on round 1. Right?
Shield of Faith was.
I think it's
first.
10 minutes, ain't it?
The spiritual weapon is 1 minute.
Yeah, the
I thought we
shield-
were talking
the
about shield.
Shield is
Shield of Faith is,
concentration.
but 10 minutes to concentration.
Oh,
Let me
right.
check, let me check.
You can concentrate for up to 10 minutes. Which is 100 rounds, which, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I hope we're still not here after 100 rounds.
And then
That would be like 5
spiritual
sessions.
Yeah, and spiritual weapon is on 12. Or 11, I guess.
No, 12, because 11 would be the 10th round. Get it?
Yeah, goes away on 12 then. Yeah.
Right. You get it. Oh, Wait, this guy already attacked. What am I doing? I'm trying to attack you again. I'm so mad. Urgh. He's just raging.
Okay.
Go on, I'll catch up with you.
Ready, Lillian? I'm going to
Okay, now, whoa, 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 whoa. That's enemies all around you. You can
He
move.
said you disengage.
You can move, but in order to disengage, you can't then bulldoze through their square. You have to.
I would just let him by. He would just go.
Right, now here's the rub with that one. Because of the positioning of this guy right here, you actually need to squeeze through this space right here because these are two enemies. Now I will let you move through here. However, I will not allow this move right here to not provoke an attack of opportunity from one of them. You have to get too close to one of them in order to move through here that they will get one attack of opportunity for that. So you get your
So if
disengage
you're going diagonally between two,
with
there's
only that
opportunity
half a
to
square
attack.
between them. Right.
Okay.
Is that fair? Everybody agree with that?
Well, I mean, I think the only complaint I have is that if two targets can contest something like that, that would be a major nerf to like a swashbuckler or my bonus action feature.
The problem is that when you disengage, you have to have like free space to move through. You still can't move through an enemy's square. So you'd have to use like a athletics or acrobatics check in order to try and get past him. And so you wouldn't be able to take the disengage action at that point. I'm allowing him to take the disengage action, but because there's not enough room for him to move without touching one of their squares, one of them is going to get a attack of opportunity. So otherwise they'd all get attacks of opportunity because he'd have to bull rush through them, and that he doesn't want that. So I
Well, I mean,
figured this
regardless,
was.
I doubt the guy'll hit anyway.
Yeah,
So-
oh
But
yeah.
I guess my only because I'm a devil's advocate, I don't mind this at all. But my counter to that would be is if we were playing with hexes, it wouldn't be that way. It's only the fact that we have squares with corners like that it makes it squeezed.
That's very true in that sense, and I actually do love hexes. My only problem is that like everybody's so used to squares that if you try to use hexes, everybody's like,
honestly,
go ahead.
oh sorry, I was under the impression that we've allowed diagonal movement this entire game.
You
I didn't
you
know
can't
that was...
you can move diagonally. You totally can move diagonally, but like these two guys are blocking that diagonal, you know.
I totally get it. It's more of it's kind of what I try to do in my game. You kind of try to bring realism into a fantasy world.
Yeah, like a bit of flavoring. Spice stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, so I totally get it. It's just the mechanics of the squares.
Oh,
I have a
agreed.
little bit of a issue
Agreed.
with.
But like I said, you know, you try to introduce hexes to most players and they're like,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
oh my God, can you believe that guy? Look at that. What a total disappointment to be like, oh, I got you, I got a chink. Oh, he got away again, guys. I got him. Oh wait, no, I don't. Never mind. I don't want to take an attack of opportunity just to miss Mr. Armor again. I'm actually gonna bull rush you into the center and surround you.
Oh wait.
Uh,
Oh, never mind. I forgot it. I had a bonus action too. Sorry. The
you,
discussion.
you can roll against that, but good luck rolling lower than me.
I mean, I would auto pass because I have really high athletics.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Or acrobatics, I meant, my bad.
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So yeah, I win. Low score wins. No. So basically, it's comical as this Sahagin lowers his shoulder and goes to slam into you, and he just kind of like bumps right off of you, and like a little kid trying to charge into the rock.
Now, I didn't have the movement to get all the way to that Sahagin to attack, but
Oh yay! The other guy gets an attack of opportunity against you. Oh, now why couldn't those two rolls have been reversed? I would have hit both of you.
She's tired of this bullshit, so she's actually going to shield that one.
Oh, nice.
oh, nice, yeah.
So as the spear comes dangerously close to you, a shield of shadows wrap themselves around you. Anyone looking clearly sees that you've used dark magic, but who are the Sahagin gonna tell? And everybody else is kind of busy to like really notice what just happened with you, so
And I mean, the Sahagin just see it as a weapon being used against them.
yeah, I mean they deal with clerical magic and have no care for human laws, so like, you know, they're just like whatever. And who would they tell anyway, you know?
Yeah.
And then that will be the end of my turn, I think. I assume our plan is just to do the same thing again.
Oh, I might take down a couple before, because it's going to take them a little while to run around. Because they're going to try to.
And actually, what I'll do is, I think I might.
Yeah. That's exactly. I was going to back up a little bit too, at least, because I don't want that corner.
Oh, because there's basically just the 2 squares or whatever.
Yeah, you have the door to deal with there. They might be able to attack through that with maybe some kind of cover.
Oh, let's see here. I was here. Let me measure this whole shit. Hold on. Oops. I think I'll end up going here.
Okay. That means they can run up beside us.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm doing that is because then it'll be worse if I lose a grapple. And this guy is going to die regardless, like next turn. So, like, even if they all dash up and fill up these squares, we can just fucking kill this one guy and then dip out.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn here.
Can you go one more 5?
Go one more where?
Can you go one more 5 farther down?
Like
Oh, you mean like
alongside.
back
Even up
like
with
that?
guy?
You mean like that?
That works. Yeah, I just wanted to move down out of that corner.
I think he means
Yeah,
like there.
yeah.
Oh.
Soggy.
Soggy sort of sees the merfolk and just gives an annoying glance before stabbing him, deciding to stab him with the elven dagger, saying, "Away with you, stupid fiend!" in Primordial.
As you stab into the Sahagin with your dagger, suddenly markings along the blade become clear, and the Sahagin takes an extra double damage because it is basically vulnerable to this dagger.
Oh, like radiant.
Yeah, something like that. It's basically the elves founded coastal cities. They're a naval race, and they battled many of the aquatic races, and so this dagger is like aquatic bane.
Oh,
So as you stab into him, it lights up and his eyes go black and he dies on the spot.
Soggy sort of holds the blade nervously as he says, "Whoa, this is good dagger." Walks back to follow the spies. Okay, that's the end of my turn. That's the end of my turn.
Oh, I thought you had the ability to skip your turn.
Yeah, there should be one of them button thingies.
I did hit it.
Oh,
I did hit.
oh, all right. Well, that's all right. It's handled now.
Did you modify a spell slot in my thingy just now?
Not just now.
Huh.
I had fixed spiritual weapon.
Well, no, because I said it said I used 3 first level spells, but I'm trying to think of when I used 3 first level spells. I only used 2. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I used my shield, but I was gonna do that with my warlock.
I don't edit those, but just that you know, I prefer if you start off with all of the ones saying used, and then you just tick them down as you go.
Sure.
You know, like basically just in reverse. I have no idea why this sheet did it that way. It should have been amount left and maximum per day. You know, like that's the thing that makes logical sense.
Did you see my attack of opportunity from the spiritual weapon?
Oh, I did not realize that you were taking that attack of opportunity. Yes.
6 force.
Yes, it does indeed smash into him.
That's why we wanted to stay abreast.
This one charges up the stairs after Jessica. This one charges into the bar.
Can I move my spiritual weapon?
Up to 20 feet and still make an attack.
I don't have control of it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It strikes true. Ooh, as does your spiritual weapon, dealing 10 points of damage. This guy is almost at half health and decides he's had enough.
I'm gonna go
Lillian.
ahead
Oh,
and
there you are.
attack the guy north here.
Oh, back to your winning ways.
Then I'm gonna give a let's see here. Gonna give a bardic inspiration to Sagi actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't forget about your inspiration, Harbeck. There you go.
Oh, I see who your favorite is.
All right.
Well, I mean, if you still have it, but my thought process was that if he kills this guy, then that secures our escape from this tunnel here.
Okay.
He's gonna walk up here and, like a toddler with a dagger, stab him in the gut
Nice.
with his elven.
And this is advantage, isn't it? Because it's due to flanking.
Yeah, I mean, he would have had advantage just because you were next to him anyway. All right, so he takes double that because he is vulnerable to it.
Just
And this guy disengages
Wimp.
and jumps into the water.
This is the same round that I already took a reaction with the spiritual weapons, right?
No, because you ended the last round and we're just coming up on all the Sahagins now.
Okay.
Oh my god, you got him. Take that, you jive turkey. Oh no, he can't do that. He'd be leaving your threatened square.
Oh, come on. Actually, I already took my reaction.
Yeah, but like I don't really like play the meta knowledge like that, you know. But he can still attack Lillian anyway, so he was just making room for more Sahagin, but it actually appears that there's no more that need to come up anyway, so he's just gonna attack Lily. Lily just moves like the shadows as she darts back and forth, stabbing all these stupid fish with her sword. They're actually highly intelligent, but
still.
this guy is going to disengage. Oh man, he doesn't make it too far. This guy is going to... he's not going to put himself into a flanking position where he'd be flanked. Yeah, he's just going to move here and attack. And of course your shield is down now.
Why would my shield be down? I didn't react to anything.
It's only one round. Wasn't it cast last round? Hold on.
Yeah, it was. I thought I missed, like, I took the words that you were saying the wrong way, like, as in, like, I couldn't do it again.
Oh, no, just... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using it.
Okay. Yeah, I just was making sure that we were clear that you had cast it on the last round. So...
Yeah, it would have been expired as hell.
Yeah, okay. Just thought I was going crazy for a second there. Like, wait, what do you mean? Why would it be down? These two guys are doing their own thing now. They're like grabbing other people.
I'm going to disengage and yell out, drive them to me. And then the spiritual weapon will attack this.
Okay. And it hits. And it kills him.
I'm gonna go ahead and whack this guy. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this.
What do you want me to do? Whack a guy, off a guy, whack off a guy? Because I'm married.
I was wanting to think of what I could do against this fool here. Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and
Well, if you move just 5 feet down, you wouldn't be moving out of anyone's threatened square, so you wouldn't provoke any attacks of opportunity, and you would be adjacent to that one to be able to hit him.
well, no, this guy. Well, actually, oh yeah, I know why that play doesn't make sense in your head. Well, basically, what I was wanting to do is, I'm to disengage regardless, but I'm just going to hit this guy, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage and go further north. Oops, wrong button.
This is your last round of spiritual weapon, by the way, Harbeck, just reminding you.
Okay. This round or yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, this round. Once again, can't miss Lily. Can't miss.
Here.
Oh, you know what, Harbeck? I think you might have been right about that last round because you end the round. You had technically used it and it hadn't been your turn yet. So yeah.
What are we talking about?
With your reaction. Because you only get one reaction per.
Oh.
But it's per round. It doesn't say. But yeah, it should reset on your turn. Yeah. No, yeah, which it did. Because the Sahagins went, you used your reaction, then it was your turn, you regained your reaction, and then the next turn the Sahagins went. Yeah, no, that totally worked out right. Sorry, I was just rethinking that in my head for a second.
No one is able to see us cast magic.
There is
right?
nobody focused on what you guys are doing, but there are people fighting the Sahagin in other parts of the dock area here. People
So
are screaming, bells are ringing.
So casting Eldritch Blast will be good, right?
Well, I mean, are you looking for like a guarantee that nothing bad will happen? I'm never going to like give you that.
So I shouldn't cast spells.
That's not what I said either. I said if you're looking for me to say that you can cast a spell with impunity, like unless you're completely alone, I'm never going to say that because I don't know what evil thoughts are going to pop into my head when I go to bed and think about like how I could turn that into a plot line. So, you know, there's always the possibility that somebody saw something at some point and it turns out to like have mattered. So asking me to guarantee you that nothing bad is going to happen, like, I'm never going to do that. You guys understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
I cast an Eldritch Bolt.
At the nearest one here,
Yep.
you strike him, dealing 4 damage as the beam of energy strikes into him.
As I imagine the Eldritch Bolts in Soggy's the bolts, the Eldritch Blasts in Soggy's variation would be like fishing spears.
Yeah, they can look like fishing spears. However, are you still holding the Elven Dagger?
Yeah.
Roll its attack.
It's gonna react badly.
Take
Doesn't
4
hit.
damage. You feel the dagger bite into your hand with some kind of
Jealous.
magical energy.
What a
It's
note.
jealous.
Do not cast bolt when do not cast magic when holding you.
Soggy takes 5 piercing damage as the Sahagin rushes forward, having seen you cast a bolt at his Sahagin companion. I won't say friend, they don't have that kind of relationship. They're more like work acquaintances. This guy is under half health, and he is going to disengage. Oh my god. Are you serious? I can only make it to the dock? Screw it. I dash. If I'm gonna take an attack either way, I dash. So, go ahead. Attack me.
Okay.
Just do it! You know you want to.
Actually, I won't at this point.
Okay. Then
Wait,
then he jumps in the
wait a
water.
second, let me think this. Well, now I will.
Well, I mean,
I mean, I will personally, not mine.
yeah.
Not mine.
Oh, you weren't sure if you were gonna do spiritual weapon or?
Yeah, because he hadn't cleared my space yet, so.
Oh no, he switched to dash once he realized that he could only make it to the dock edge. He couldn't actually jump in if he disengaged. He was gonna try to sneak past you, but. Ooh, you managed to catch him, but don't deal enough damage. He takes another blow from your axe as he rushes past you and jumps into the water. But he gone. I mean, unless you guys want to jump into the water, like, feel free. These guys, they're
I'll do
smart.
that in full sight.
What? Yeah. These guys, they're smart, but they're also, like, bloodthirsty. And so as soon as this Sahagin smelled the blood from Lily and Soggy getting stabbed a little bit, he just becomes like too enraged to fight you unless his own survival like is at threat. Once they're below 50% hit points, if they can, they do try to get away. Not when
They
there's
have
still
a
like a
flood-
full army of them, but like once their numbers start to dwindle,
Don't
They're-
they have like a blood frenzy or something?
Yeah, but that's like it's very very specific about like they
Okay.
they in the water will move to attack any like thing like that, but just like a creature that is land based, a terrestrial creature moving into an aquatic environment would be, less adept at sensing things. It's the same with them. Their senses pick up smells in the water. In the air, not so much. So their blood frenzy is reduced to where when on land, they can actually disengage and jump back into the water. If their life is threatened. Only if their life is threatened. This guy has enough hit points to where like no, he's about that blood. Go ahead, cast Shadow Embrace again.
Nah, I don't have any spell slots left anyway.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Wizards ain't got spells forever, do you? Take that 2 piercing damage. Oh, stabby. Sorry, I hope that me like saying these things comes across as fun and playful. I'm definitely not rooting against you as a player.
And that's all good. That's not the way I took it.
Yeah, I've had some people say that like because I make little comments like that they feel like I'm like against them. And it's like, well, no, but I'm taking on the persona of the Sahagin and they're like, they are rooting against you. So I'm like just, making little jabs here and there just to kind of like keep the feel of it. Like I definitely don't want you to feel that I, the dungeon master, am against you, but I also don't want you to feel that like the Sahagin aren't like invested in this. Like they're definitely in there like, yeah, get stabbed.
Can I move my spiritual weapon in here somewhere?
No, because it would fade out of sight and then you would
It's going
lose
to be kind of like
concentration on it.
along with. It'll go along with me, kind of thing, because I'm going to go up the stairs.
As long as you go, then it can. But it's got to be 20 feet. And if you're going up the stairs, that's different. This guy is in the bar. These guys are upstairs, but hold on.
Right. I can't see those guys through the door.
There you go. So that is up the stairs. If you were to go up the stairs, you would
Okay.
you would find that there's other things going on up here.
I have a question. Whatever happened?
So
Like, I mean, not that we would have a way of knowing this or being able to see, but what happened to that one dude who was drunk off his ass and was like afraid of winter?
Yeah, well, you guys will deal with that, one way or
I was just
another.
thinking because he actually was pretty damn strong. He would have been useful in this fight.
Yeah, you guys don't know what's going on because like he was there and then he was gone and now you're fighting and there's a whole bunch of Sahagins, so like you don't know what's going on with him right now, but we'll deal with that. For now, Harbeck's going to move it up there. Got you.
Yes, please.
Okay. Ah, spiritual weapon. You let him down.
It's got advantage, I think. With Soggy.
Oh, yeah, it does have advantage with Soggy. There you go. Boom. Blickety blam. And you get the 9 force damage to boot.
And then I think I'm going to and attack that guy.
Yeah. Swinging your axe, you nearly chopped the Sahagins' head off, but you caught just enough of the door frame to where you only dealt a very hard blow.
And I think the spiritual weapon goes away now.
Yes, it does. Thank you for the reminder, though. I appreciate that. Don't make a habit of it. No, just kidding. Make me look bad on a live stream. You're out of the party.
There is definitely someone out there that would do that.
Oh, there's a lot of bad DMs. A lot.
That's like probably more than half.
But I try not to talk shit about DMs. I think that every DM is just a good DM that might need more practice.
I might need more. We need mental counseling and medication and a few years of therapy, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yes, maybe I should clarify. As long as you are a good person, I think that if you have the desire,
that's a bit better, I think.
like, yeah, you might not be good at DMing, but if your desire is to be a good DM, all you need is more practice.
Anyway, I
And yes,
sliced this guy.
yeah, you
bottom right.
hit again, yes. Like not everyone can become a good musician or a good artist, but I believe that anyone with the desire to become a good DM, as long as that is truly your intention, is to run an entertaining game and all of that, you just got to keep practicing. And every campaign that you have, every group that falls apart, it's just another lesson learned that is going to teach you something that you can do for the next time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that your example is pretty appropriate. I think that simply practicing something can go a pretty long way. I mean, you won't necessarily be incredible at it or match someone who has good talent, but at the very least, you can get yourself up to a 5 or a 6 out of 10. On the scale.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like, to compare it to an artist, like you might not ever be, Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo, but you'll eventually be able to paint something well enough that like it passes muster, you know.
Did that guy's HP go down when I hit him?
Yeah. Wait, did you hit this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, because I figured we were going to work on that one together.
I didn't know you guys were using tactics where you like actually did the right thing. I'm not used to that. Okay, I'm sorry. This is all new, like having you guys work together.
What is going on in your other campaigns?
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
You're not at liberty to say while the camera's rolling.
Yeah, in my other campaigns, they do what they do, but like in this party, there hasn't been a whole lot of like, focused fire and all that usually. Like that's something I preach all the time to anybody looking to be a power gamer, not in a negative connotation, but just like, do you want to win? And so, I definitely am like focus fire. Don't everybody spread out and take different targets. Pick the targets that you want to take out, weak or strong, and focus on them. All right, so he disengages but only gets that far. And since he is now outnumbered, even though you're small, Soggy. No, you're small and bleeding. You die.
Damn,
He-
that escalated.
Sorry, he has enough hit points to still like be like, you're food. Oh crap! I should have had advantage this whole time, right? Flood Frenzy. Soggy has advantage on melee attack rolls against it. Yeah, I don't rule any creature that doesn't have all its hit points. You have to be bleeding, so it has to have been a piercing or slashing weapon. But yeah. Oh, then I just rolled normal again, but at least I hit, so yeah. So Soggy takes 4 piercing damage. Damn, all those rolls should have been at advantage. Not necessarily against Harbeck though, because your armor pretty much makes it to where even the tips of their spears just like it's just like bruising you up, it's not actually piercing and stabbing into you.
Can I fit through this window?
No, that would be a window that Lillian would just be able to squeeze through, but like you're a wide dwarf in full armor, like you'd get stuck like Winnie the Pooh.
That would be fucking awesome. He gets stuck in the window.
And then the Sahagin just keeps stabbing you in the butt with his trident.
That's just like a comic or something. Somebody
was
reading the
gonna jump.
newspaper.
I was gonna jump through the window out onto the street. So
You know what? You know what? Make a strength check. Maybe you run so hard into the frame you bust the whole frame out and come crashing down. Or you can make athletics, I'm sorry. Give that thing the Ray Lewis treatment. Lower your shoulder, make contact. Aww. I wanted it to be 15, but I'm gonna err.
No, because he can he has my bardic. He didn't use
use the
right.
bardic!
I'll use the 2 points.
Boom. You manage to smash through the frame and crash down to the street, landing in the superhero pose, one knee down. Jumping up and swinging with your battle axe with all of your might, you cut deep into the Sahagin. Again, like I said, these guys don't seem to take pain like everybody else, but he felt it.
And then, can I use my bonus action, since I don't have my spiritual weapon, as another attack for the war?
Yeah, that was just your movement to run and jump through that. The athletics was just part of the movement to see whether or not you were able to.
Hell yeah.
And you cut him down.
Crashing through the window to the cobblestones below.
So now at this point, we're gonna go ahead and stop. The battle continues to rage. Sahagin are pouring in. You guys have a clear path. And so